We all know it.
It feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. And like to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home, I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? You know, life goes on. Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about, because I've literally worked my entire life to become good at this sport, and to have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think is a pretty cool feeling. You know, to get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, you know, places of your heart. You know, there's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And, you know, I really do believe that, because, you know, what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know. Because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, you know? So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, you know, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point, you know, because I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, but am I not? It's just one of those deals, you know. I love the challenge. I love being able to play this game for a living. It's one of the greatest joys of my life. But does it fill the deepest, you know, wants and desires of my heart? Absolutely not.
What do you find fulfilling?
I mean, I love playing golf. I love being able to compete. I love living out my dreams. I love being a father. I love being able to take care of my son. I love being able to provide for my family out here playing golf. And, you know, every day when I wake up early to go put in the work, you know, my wife thanks me for going out and working so hard. And when I get home, I try and thank her every day for taking care of our son. It's just, you know, that's why I talk about families being my priority, because it really is. You know, I'm blessed to be able to come out here and play golf, but if my golf ever started affecting my home life, or it ever affected the relationship I have with my wife or with my son, you know, that's going to be the last day that I play out here for a living.
Quick little shout out to that reporter for asking the good follow-up question. We never give reporters good shout outs.
Yeah, we shit on them when they're doing a bad job, but when they're doing a good job, we don't. You're right.
I guess what that is just death of ego.
It's what?
Death of the ego. Because you're not,
Yeah.
you know, there's like, we go our whole lives since we're kids. And we get all this like media messaging. And what do you constantly hear about media? Friendships are the most important. Your family's the most important. You know, taking care of your people is the most important. And then we assimilate this information constantly. It's what's fed to us in all our movies, TV shows. And as we grow into adulthood, we start to forget that a little bit. And then we really focus on our careers, because we think that's what we're really going to be defined by, our ability to make lots of money, to do all these things. And when you get older, and you have like bouts of success, and there's just no feeling afterwards. In fact, winning is so irrelevant that if you don't have your people to celebrate it with, it is the worst feeling. To sit there and hold up a trophy to nobody to celebrate with, it makes the whole thing pointless. You ever see teammates? Teammates are happy to be able to gift each other championships. They're happy to share that moment with each other, because without that, this whole journey means nothing. And then you just come back to the rudimentary knowledge that you had since you were a tiny child, which is like, only thing that really matters in life is people. He can win every golf tournament in the fucking world. He can win it for the next 30 years. And 50 years from now, his name is going to be forgotten and it's going to be irrelevant. All those accomplishments, nobody cares. That's why we always disrespect legends from the past. And we always talk about the most recent person. Nobody cares. We say, but all these accomplishments, it's cool, but nothing matters more than people. And that's why he said, like, the moment this shit gets in the way of my wife, my kid, I'm out. Because when he looks at them, he gets that thing that he doesn't get from golf, which is that deepest sense of fulfillment. You know, I'm 35. Last year I took my first trip with my mom. That was top 5 moments in my entire life. And I've done some pretty fucking cool shit. I've performed on stage in front of 15,000 people.
Thank you very much, everybody. This was Albert Breed.
I've received all kinds of sense of accomplishments. Won giant tournaments, nothing compared. The only things that are in the top 5 are things with other people. But there's one last surprise. And
Oh my god.
Das alles? Ja, celui-là. Touch him. Allez. Mets ton doigt, vas-y. Derrière, continue. Faut pas pleurer.
Oh. The best.
Anna, roche, papier, ciseaux. Anna, so,
I got this.
I got a wall full of like medals and trophies. I go to practice and I get joy right away. And I think that's how I can kind of relate to what he's saying. Because like, well, that's a big part of why I try to maintain a good work-life balance. I don't want to focus on accomplishment, become as big as possible, make all the money, get all this adulation as one of the biggest YouTubers, retire, realize I missed out on 10 years of my mom's last years of her life. For what? I'm going to be irrelevant in another 5 years because nobody on YouTube is going to care. Look at all the biggest YouTubers you might have known from 10 years ago. Nobody cares. But when you're going towards the end of your life and you can't take those accomplishments, who's by your bedside? Who did you have the opportunity to share memories with the whole way? What life can you look back on that you really, and you know what you can say? Damn, every day I showed up to work and I did my labor, I did my duty, and I enjoyed it. That stuff made life worth living. Every time I showed up for my people, that made life worth living. Life is just about people. That's it. Nothing else matters. Some things matter a little bit less, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's like all fucking relevant, but that's up there. And it's fascinating that we even have to say it because I'm telling you, people forget it all the time. People take their people for granted. You know, that's a number one regret. You know, you get to that point in life, somebody passes and you just keep thinking, I didn't spend, what were you doing with that time? Stressing over shit that you're not going to care about in a couple of years.
I mean, in a sense, he's right, but I understand what he means. But for me, it's the journey to get to where you're at. That I kind of like the hard work and you see yourself progressing and you see yourself getting there. You know, I mean, it's not, oh, I got this wonderful car. No, it's the process of getting to get that car. With the sacrifices that you have to do, with the hard work that you have to put in order to be able to afford that, or to be able to change certain things, or to be able to attain a certain level. Me, I was someone that was struggling. When I had a corporate job or just a normal job, and I was doing arts, the problem that I had was the down, where I used to live like a superb weekend when I get to compete and then everything is all dope, and maybe I didn't win that competition, but I made other people live certain things and I was able to perform. I really love performing, and that was dope. And then Monday morning happens and then I gotta that down was super down, so I didn't get to do what I actually wanted to do. Although I do understand what he means by competition, because hence one of the reasons why I stopped competing is because I ain't got nothing else to prove in that realm. I think I did what I had to do, and I had something to prove when I was competing. And the minute I realized I don't have anything to prove, like I ask myself those same questions, so I understand what he's saying. Like, well, why am I battling this dude with this girl? What do I got to showcase again? Haven't I done enough already? Don't I? And the minute I realized that, and I'm like, hey, I ain't got nothing else to prove. I don't want to battle. I don't want to do battles anymore. I want to dance for me. Because yeah, when you win, and if it's good, it's all right. You live that cloud, and then after that, I got to go take the bus. I got to go back home, you know what I mean? So I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I think he was saying that. He said, you look at his face, he said, I love training every day.
Yep.
I love getting up and practicing and being able to show up and do what I love. He's in love with the process, right? The guy, I loved listening to him speak. Because like I can identify with a lot. I'm not a champion in that sense of like the highest level of whatever it is, but all of that shit's relative. You know what I mean? Like success is just peaks and valleys. You climb this shit, you do all the hard work, you get to the top, you win something, you look off, and there's a million other mountains. And the only way that you can handle going down to back up is you have to love the process the entire way. That's why people tell me, I just want to make lots of money. If you don't love the process to actually making whatever it is that makes you successful, you will not last. You don't have to love but if you don't love the general most, like the meat of the fucking thing,
It's not going to happen.
you're never gonna last. We're all gonna have varying levels of success in life. But in my opinion, the real markers of success is the relationships you build and how you nurture them. That to me, I would much rather be a regular nigga with a good people around him that we all getting old together than a really like top dog nigga who got nobody. And I say that with the straightest face. I would give up every dime if it meant I get to keep my relationships in my life. But without people, I just what the f*** is the point of having a nice house? Like, what's the point of having a nice anything if you, like, my favorite trips is with my niggas.
You got a big ass house, nobody's invited.
That's it.
It's crazy. It's just that me, the winning spots is not just 2 minutes. It's longer than that for me, but it's only longer than that because I get to celebrate with other people.
Sure.
So you relive that moment. So he is right. You know what I mean? You relive those moment with those other people that you see, that the people around you. Oh shit, yeah, and you celebrate your wins and stuff like that. Yeah, the people.
Yeah.
I think he has a good way of thinking. It's just he's not like on a way to loves golfing and everything and stuff. It's just that the priorities are different, and he has the priorities in order to be successful, and he knows that there's a timeline. At some point, he's not going to do that much more longer because he's going to miss some very important things with his kid, and he doesn't want to do that. I think if I had someone that was famous as a father, as someone that is like that's the kind of father I'd like to have.
For sure.
Because be able to be like, hey, you know what? It's cool, but yeah, nah.
If you don't believe what this man's saying either, think about all the world champions who within a year's time were like drug addicted, had some other problems, was out on the streets, lost everything, because they put their whole life thinking winning was going to fix whatever's missing in their life. And you know what's crazy too? They do that, they get this giant parade, everybody loves them. As soon as their life going downhill, barely nobody checking in. It happens to so many champions. Yeah, I know we live in a culture that venerates winners. Winning is everything. I disagree. People are everything. The process is everything. Winning, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It don't make you any less of a man. It don't make you any less of a person. Doesn't diminish your worth.
What's the next trip?
Hey, listen, I invite you niggas to Japan. Y'all bail. You know what I'm saying?
Who bailed?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Who bailed?
We all know what happened.
Who bailed?
All right, we'll see y'all next
They didn't go?
Yo, now check us out. Undo. This is your blue?
You want it?
No, I don't care. That's Irish? That's Irish? Okay, go. Vas-y. Swad. Ciao. Ouais, c'est... Ok. Continue. Dale.
The best. The best.
I'm home. I'm settled. I'm recovering. But the trip was amazing. It was amazing in a lot of different ways. Yeah. Let me know what your guys' favorite moment was. I probably won't be filming my mom or doing any content with her anytime soon. But yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I don't document too many things with family, but this was one I was kind of happy to share with you guys because in part, I'm able to take this trip and do all this cool stuff because of you guys. So thank you. On behalf of me and my mom. papier. Anna. Roche, papier, ciseaux. Anna, ça va?
I got this.
Merci. Non, attends, il ne faut pas tricher. Don't cheat.